Actually, the purpose of getting Aso Ebi is you want people to belong. So by the time you have Aso Ebi for your particular people, they buy, they are with you, and they also they put a little gain inside. It's like doing business. You understand? So it's not just ordinary. It makes them uniform. It makes them to have some money. Whether you come to the party or not, they have made some gain. Although in the other way around, they are going to give you a gift.
The significance of Aso Ebi is just to make the occasion colorful, because it's a must that you must pick a color.
The significance for Aso Ebi is usually for people to have a specific uniform for identification in an event. But the downside of it is that sometimes this uniform is being forced on people to buy, and there are a lot of people that cannot afford it. And unusually too, you then have a situation where the uniform you are buying is costlier than what it is in the market. And it's been argued that in the event organizers, that they say they use it as raising funds for the particular event, which in my own point of view defeats the very nature of the social event. It is a social event, it's not an economic event.
I think it's a mode of illustrating our culture and making us feel united as such. So that whenever you are doing anything and you see people around you wearing the same attire with you, you think you have a feeling of belonging to the people around you and that they love you. It's our culture. That's why we do it.
Naming ceremonies, marriages, burial ceremonies, promotion parties. The Aso Ebi saga in Nigeria, I think, has come to stay. They say it's culture. They say it's our tradition, that when you have a party, you must come out in similar uniforms. That is why the Amazons are wearing their Aso Ebi today. We are having a celebration in the studio. We want to know the source of the Aso Ebi in Nigeria. We want to know why the Aso Ebi in Nigeria. We want to know what the cost is to have an Aso Ebi for any ceremony in Nigeria. We have our beautiful ladies as audience in the studio in their Aso Ebis, and we will be joined by a guest, Amaisha Falude. This is the Amazons.
I enjoyed the dancing.
Serious. But that is our culture. That is the tradition.
Yes.
I mean, wearing the same uniform. In some places, when you see somebody wear the same uniform as you, you say, oh, this thing is cheap. Everybody's wearing it.
Yes.
But here in Nigeria, it is a pride. It is, you go to any party, you see women in their geles and laces or whatever it is, Ankara, judges turn out in beautiful colors. And that setting is so perfect.
Yeah.
So what is the source of the Aso Ebi?
I have no idea, but I remember as a child, my dad is Muslim. Every Ilia, there was a uniform. Oh my goodness, and I was a tomboy.
I really wasn't into Iru and Buba or anything, and I couldn't wait for Ilea to be over so I could take off the outfit. But every Ilea, all 6 of us were dressed, me and my siblings, in the same material. Same style for the girls, same style for the boys.
Have you ever been, a part of an Aso Ebi ceremony where you are told, this Aso Ebi is, if you want to attend the ceremony, this is how much the Aso Ebi will cost. And they don't come cheap. No, they don't. You see, they don't come cheap. And this is the source of worry for me as a person, that if I want to come to, you invite me to an outing, when you now make it mandatory that I have to wear a certain uniform, because that is the uniform that you have chosen, in this case, the Aso Ebi. You have the gili, you have the Ruan Buba or the George or whatever it is, and that you have to have it to come. Sometimes it's a prerequisite that you must have it. Yes, that is for me extravagance. Why do we have to go to such length?
I don't know. It's getting worse though. Have you noticed? Before, Aso Ebis were like maybe the most you would pay for it is 1.5, 2.5. Yeah. Now you have 25,000, 50,000, 100,000,
250,000. That's right.
Yeah. For a material that you're basically going to wear for a day.
Because once you wear it for that day, everybody knows that you have worn it and for what occasion, and you cannot wear it again because it's associated with that event that you've worn it to, or the party or the occasion that you've worn it to. And that means that,
first and foremost, I'll tell you, I mean, coming from where I'm coming from, the Nigerian woman dressing up in Aso Ebi is something that wherever you wear it to, people appreciate it. We stand out when we wear it. We're known for our culture, our rich culture, the colors and everything. I do agree with you when you say, to an extent, we're beginning to overdo it. It's beginning to go, get out of hand. At the in the today of Nigeria. Sorry, I beg your pardon. But when you talk about the fact that once you buy it, you can actually wear it again. I would say, you can wear it again in the sense that, because you went to a party with one Aso Ebi, you can go to another party where you don't have to wear an Aso Ebi, and you can wear it to church.
But that's the point. Apart from wearing it to church, there's no other party that you're invited to, be it a wedding, a burial, a birthday party, that does not have Aso Ebi.
I don't think you have to. I've been invited to quite a number of parties and everything, and usually, in as much as I like the Aso Ebi, I tend to like to do my own thing and wear my own style. So if the Aso Ebi is blue or green, if I do have something in my wardrobe that is green and it's native, I will go in it. And I don't have any problem with that.
We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be looking at, sometimes you go to a party, if you don't have the Aso Ebi, all the gifts, you are not a part of the gift, they won't give it to you. And then
all the benefits.
Yes, and especially for weddings, we want to know, why is it imposed on young children, especially mothers? They want to have a big wedding ceremony for their daughters or for their son. They want to bring, the world together. They want to call the biggest of band, and they want, this Aso Ebi to go out in large numbers. And we're not talking small money. We're looking at the cost of Aso Ebi in Nigeria and the extravagance in our culture. You're watching the Amazons. We'll be back.
And when we are doing this kind of parties, we need money to buy the things that we give to the people that buy the uniform.
Bimbo, Dolapo, Aso Ebi.
Ebi is family.
Family.
All of a sudden, yes,
Aso
is cloth. But it's cloth meant for the family. A uniform worn by the family. According to the name, that's what it says, Aso Ebi. Not that everybody that's coming to the occasion has to
because
wear.
Everybody is not Ebi.
No.
But why do you make it compulsory for those who are not Ebi to have this Aso Ebi?
And I can answer that question, my sister. Sorry, it's very small. And when we are doing this kind of parties, we need money to buy the things that we give to the people that buy the uniform. So, what we do? It's true. What we do is very easy. We will buy the Aso Ebi 2,000. I tell you it's 10,000, so we can give you gift where you are going.
So it's a matter of funding the party for you.
It is. It's a matter of funding the party on most occasions. You'll find out that once they do sell the Aso Ebi to you, they sell it at a different price. They buy at a cheaper price and sell, and they use what they gain from that to buy the things that they hand out, the little, ornaments that they give at the end during the party and at the end of the party.
You know, we have somebody, our guest in the studio is actually a fabric merchant. She sells Aso Ebi to a lot of people, make loads of money off Aso Ebi because the Aso Ebi don't come cheap. And we want to really ask her the source of Aso Ebi, what Aso Ebi means, and what does it cost really to have an Aso Ebi, the grades, the categories, the colors, what informs what color you take for an Aso Ebi. I'm talking about Shade Balogun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Shade Balogun. I will call you Shade Balogun on this program, although your auntie. A good advertisement for your business. Aso Ebi. What is the source of Aso Ebi? Where did it start from? How did it start? How did it become a must in our celebration?
Simply, Aso Ebi is a cultural thing. It's the tradition of the Yorubas. It doesn't have to be expensive. In actual fact, you can have an Ankara for 1,006, for 2,000. That's not expensive. It's when you're taking Aso Ebi for 160,000, which some do, that's when you start to get concerned about why we should pay that much money for an Aso Ebi. I'm into selling Aso Ebis. I do Aso Ebi for a lot of people. I always advise them not to spend too much money or not to expect people to buy at high price, simply because they will have other projects apart from this one-day thing that you're probably not going to wear for more than 6 hours.
So what's the most expensive Aso Ebi that you ever had to sell to a celebrant for an occasion?
I've sold up to 160,000
for 5 years.
50 people, yeah.
But you know, with Aso Ebi, when they're giving out gifts at the end of the day, they give more to the people that have Aso Ebi.
That's right.
They don't give any even to those who don't have Aso Ebi.
They will barely feed you.
We are talking Aso Ebi in the studios of Amazons today. You can see that I, Bimbo, and Dolapo, we are in the Amazons Aso Ebi, you know, and we are with our Gele, which is part of the Aso Ebi. We will be taking a break now. When we come back, I'm going to be asking you what the cost, and if do you sell on credit, because I know that some people, they can't afford the Aso Ebi. They go to buy on credit, do the party on credit, take a loan for a party, and then begin to make some kind of financial adjustments after the party. We will be talking a lot more about that after the break. You're still watching Amazons. Today on Amazons, we are talking about Aso Ebi. You can join this discussion on our Facebook, our website, which is the amazons.com.ng. Do you think that we should continue to spend extravagantly on sourcing Aso Ebi for parties in Nigeria? Join the discussion on our website. And Shade Balogun, I'm sorry, I'm used to calling you auntie, so it may slip once in a while on this program. Do you have people coming to you to buy Aso Ebi on credit? That is, they don't pay for it, they get it, they go and sell and return your money to you and keep the balance. Do you have that kind of arrangement, like a credit facility?
Yes, I've done it for few close friends, but I don't do it generally. And it has actually worked well for me, because instead of making for about 200 people, I'll probably make for about 50, and they will carry them, bring the money for that one, and do another one. But you have to give me time to be able to do that. But I must know you very well to do that.
Yes, just in case the money doesn't come back.
But I know that some friends, you know, because I have, you know, been involved in taking quite a few Aso Ebis. Yes. You know, what they do now is, you don't pay to them. They send you the account number. You go and pay the money into the account. Once the alert is sent to them, they send the clothes to you. So it's like a business, really. You know, a business networking of, doing the business of Aso Ebi right now. So the money is not, you don't put money down, bulk money down to source for the Aso Ebi, because you actually get the money up front before you buy the Aso Ebi and deliver.
Are you serious?
But the funniest thing, unfortunately, those kind of people don't get as much people buying the Aso Ebi. A lot of people won't probably go to the bank and pay money. They keep reminding them, Shade, you haven't paid for that Aso. Are you not going to identify with us? And I can pretend that I don't even remember, that I don't even know what. But when it's by credit, you will have 2 or 3 times the amount of people that you really want.
Aso Ebi for wedding, I understand. Aso Ebi for
Burial.
Birthday, I understand. Aso Ebi for burial, I really don't understand. Now, Aso Ebi for naming ceremony amazes me. It's honestly,
With the naming ceremony, I don't think we have too many people doing that. I don't actually sell for naming ceremonies because they've not come to me for Aso Ebi for naming ceremony. But for burial, that's a lot because more people go to burials. But in most cases, it's Ankaras.
Okay, for the burial.
And they're not too expensive.
Okay.
But sometimes, if you feel you're a top shot or something, you don't really want Ankara for 2,000 or even the 3,000. You want the ones for 15,000 or 10,000. So that's why you get different groups taking different
uniforms.
Okay. I think from time immemorial, when this Aso Ebi started, I can remember far back as to my mom's time with the what you call it as damask.
Damask, yes.
With the friends and all the jewelry from here to here. What do you call them? Sovereigns.
Okay.
And all that, and they used to, dress the same, and people used to dress the same. And I didn't think at that time they were thinking of making money from what they were doing.
Okay.
They did it because it was the tradition.
Yes.
And you got it at the right price and give it to everybody at the right price, and somehow you're able to get your own stuff. But nowadays, it's so different.
As parents, we also tend to force our values on our children. I know most children these days, really, they don't want large parties for weddings. They do not want the stress of, dealing with this family thing of Aso Ebi, engagement. Because you also have to take Aso Ebi for engagement to mommy-mo,
The traditional?
Yes.
Because what we do now is that we have the traditional in the morning, just before you go to church. So you're taking a different attire for the traditional, you're taking the church attire, it's ridiculous.
The reception attire. So sometimes they even stretch it for 2 weeks. This week you're having the engagement mommy-mo. Next week you're having the wedding proper. And sometimes some people go to the extent of having different outfits for just this one wedding, but with different dates. Don't you think we are overdoing it, and forcing the wrong values on our children?
I quite agree with you. We are overdoing it. I personally don't agree with it, but I sell them. That's my bread and butter.
That's a business.
Yeah. So I think we have other things in life because we've heard many stories about people not being able to train their children. The children they're not even able to pay school fees, and yet you see them in Aso Ebi. The money they're supposed to use for a particular project, it goes in Aso Ebi.
We'll be looking at the values really in Aso Ebi, the extravagance, and what really is the root of Aso Ebi in Nigeria. I'm told it started from, the Yoruba culture. The Yoruba culture started Aso Ebi in Nigeria. Now it's fast spreading in the east, in the south, even in the north. They are beginning to go in Aso Ebi now. But we must thank you very much, Shade Balogun, for coming to talk to us about the nitty-gritty of Aso Ebi, the pluses and the minuses. Thank you so much for being a part of it. Thank you.
Well, I'd say events now and events decor and everything. Yes, we are getting extravagant. We're really going
OTT, like they said, over the top.
You're watching Amazon still. We're talking about Aso Ebi, the cost of having a party really in Nigeria, when you can affect so many lives that really need help. But then it is not only Aso Ebi that makes a party in Nigeria, a party in Lagos, Enugu, Port Harcourt, or wherever. You also have to look at the total package, which is the decoration of the hall. Decoration is, you cannot talk about decoration without talking about flowers. And we have a guest on Amazons today. Their business is the flower business. Sweet smell in the hall for the party. You know, you come into the hall, it's like, you know, it's like a resort garden. Our guests on Amazons, Julie Trimnell of Newton and David. Please welcome. Thank you so much, Julie, for joining us on Amazons today. We're looking at parties. End of the year is usually very busy for a lot of people. That's when you have wedding ceremonies. You know, some people are celebrating their birthdays in a big way. You know, the end of the year, even some people celebrate Christmas. You know, the birth of Christ. It's a celebration for some people. What is it about flowers and events and ceremonies? Why flowers? Why do you need flowers in the halls? Why do you need flowers to be part of the wedding arrangement? Why flowers?
Well, flowers bring a lot to the event. I mean, an event is not just about the flowers, obviously, but flowers just help to enhance the experience of the event. And it just makes a whole lot of difference when you enter a hall and you see colors. And luckily, flowers lends itself to colors. So when you call themes for us and you call beautiful colors and you find them flowers to match your event, so it just rounds it up perfectly. So flowers just say it all. Like in Newton and David, we say it with flowers. In coordinating the colors for a party, does Aso Ebi influence your choice of colors for flowers for any occasion at all? Well, from our end, it doesn't. But obviously from the client who's coming and saying we want these colors, they've already done that arrangement themselves. They want the ambience and the flowers to match what they're wearing. So from our end, we don't say, okay, what Aso Ebi are you wearing so we can match it. They come and say we want blue, we want white, we want this, because they know it matches the theme of the day. And more invariably, the Aso Ebi normally matches the theme of the day. So.
Okay, are there particular, sorry, darling, are there particular flowers for particular occasions? Like, do you have, in Nigeria, do we use particular flowers to, as in, is it, like you're having a wedding, do you have particular flowers you use? If it's a burial, do you have particular flowers you use?
Well, because again, the theme is on colors. So if you're coming to me and you say you want predominantly white, even though it's for a funeral, we would be looking for flowers that would, you know, that will be big, blossomy, like hydrangeas that are white, that are wide, you know, those, whatever. But traditionally, you have flowers that will match certain events. But in Nigeria, because we focus on our colors and the matching and everything, and exactly, we make sure that it goes. You could actually come and say, no, I only want white roses, you know, specific requests, then that's different.
Is having flowers at events, is it a Nigerian culture or is it an adopted culture?
I would say it's an adopted culture, but it works. It works. Where we're at now, it works.
I agree with you. Now, the reason I ask is, I know that getting flowers in Nigeria, it's not something that's grown here. Most of the time, you bring them in.
Well, we get flowers, third-party sources, third-party suppliers. So.
Exactly. Now, and I know that because of that, it makes it really expensive. And some people go without it, even though they would love to have it. But because I know that to get a bunch of flowers here for maybe, you know, Valentine's Day or something, you would have to spend quite a lot of money. Is that correct?
That's true.
Okay,
yes.
but does it affect you know, when people come up to you and when they want to have a wedding, I do understand the fact that, you know, I mean, it's common culture that, you know, you have the usual bouquet when you're getting married. But in terms of decorating the hall, do people actually spend a lot of money because of how expensive the flowers are?
Well, it depends. Some will spend a lot of money. If they have it, well, say it with flowers. But what we're seeing, a lot of people are also saying we want non-floral decor. So and that also works because that gives us an opportunity to be more creative with props, with all kinds of things that are not floral. So when they come to us, they know they have the option. Do you want floral or do you want non-floral? And more people are saying, no flowers for me. If it's more like a budget thing or just even as a matter of choice. Not everybody likes flowers, you know, so we're not going to, you know, generalize and say, yes, you must have. But it does look different when we have flowers there, but we have the option. You want to say, look, do me non-floral, it would be just as nice.
So when a client comes to you and says, this is my budget, I want to make the hall look beautiful. You know, do you give professional advice as to what will work for the client as opposed to what, you know, how buoyant that will make your business flourish?
Oh no, in Newton & David is all about the client. It's all about the client. So if you come to us with your budget and we can work with it, we will suggest, like I said, we could say, okay, if you don't want to, you know, really, if you don't want to spend lots of money, let's go non-floral, let's do this, let's do these props, let's use these screens, and it will be just as nice. So yes, it's a matter of what the client wants. It's not about what our pockets, what we put in our pockets, what makes the client happy, and what at the end of the day will be a Newton & David standard.
Have you dealt with so many people, and obviously you're into event planning as well and everything. Would you say that, you know, the way Nigeria is going now, that we're beginning to be extravagant in our events thing? And because for you to have a party now, if you don't have an event planner, you're not in.
So you're not.
You're not in. You know, unlike before that, you know, I want to have a birthday party. I tell my friends I know where they should meet me. I order the food and it's okay. But now it's like event planning, it's a big thing. Would you say that we're beginning to overdo it, or you think it's just, you know, Nigeria moving with the times?
Yes, it's Nigeria moving with the times. That from our perspective, events, we're trying to look at it in a very holistic way.
You know, Julie, I know that this is a question that a lot of us out there will be interested in. We'll just take a break. When we come back, Julie will answer Dalwaku's question. Your answer.
Yes, but I'd say events now and events decor and everything, yes, we are getting extravagant. We're really going OTT, like they said, over the top. But at the end of the day, we're doing what clients want us to do, and also we're trying to keep up with international standards, and we are so comparative, you know, and it's good. But at Newton & David, we'd like to look at the other aspect of this. The more extravagant the event gets, then the more people we have to call in. The more carpenters we need, the more ironmongers we need, electricians. So this is the way we look at it.
So we're putting it's an industry, really.
Many more people get involved. The carpenters are there for hours. Their boys are there for hours. So that's the way we look at it. We are getting people involved. More and more people are getting involved in events, and you wouldn't believe the ripple effect.
Yes.
So it's a good thing. From our perspective, it's a very good thing. It's going to set off a whole new industry that is just going to continue, and a lot of people will become rich from it. People that would never have dreamt that, oh my goodness, I can do this. You know, we have young people now coming in and asking us, can we get trained? Can we get trained? And it's hopeful. We have young people, we're getting people into doing websites for us, getting them involved in one aspect of designing the hall. It's fantastic. Wow. So from outside, it's looking like extravagant. But from us, we're grateful that we can actually get more people on board to join us and be part of this fantastic industry.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Julie Trimnell of Newton & David was our guest also on Amazons today, where we have looked at the party culture in Nigeria, the culture of Aso Ebi. And is it extravagant? The culture of decorating halls for parties now. Is it extravagant, or is it African really? Or do we go over the top to get involved in importing the Western values and culture? At the end, you make up your mind. Thank you so very much. We'll see you again next time.
Nice for having me.
had a ball here today. Aso Ebi, you can't have a party without a band. You can't have a party without Aso Ebi. You can't have a party without decorating the hall. It's a whole total package, Bimbo.
And they're making money, please. For those of you out there who want to buy the Amazon's Aso Ebi, please go to our website. We shall send you the bank account. We need to make some of that money. But I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I won't lie. I am not, look, the best wedding I've been to is my friend's wedding. And what it was there were 1, 2, 3, 4 friends, her father, her brothers and sisters, her mom, and that was it. We went to the court. From the court, we went to the house. We had lunch, and we all went home. There was nothing like Aso Ebi.
But that's the Western, Bimbo.
No, that's brilliant. That's the Western. Marriage is between you and the man. It's not between you and a whole load of
no, in front of family and friends
Aso Ebi
and witnesses.
10 people witness.
5 people. 10 people is so minimal. For us, we are a society with large presence. We are a society with extended family.
With the level of poverty in this country.
Society, but I'm not supporting the Aso Ebi thing, but for our culture and tradition to survive, we must sustain it. Whether we now bring in profanity to it is another question entirely. It is African, the Aso Ebi, it is Nigerian. We will not dilute it with Western influences, and we would continue from generation to generation.
Hold on.
Auntie Shade told us that it was the king that was wearing Aso Ebi, king and his family. That's not part of our culture. It was not meant for the poor man on the streets. King, family of king.
No, the one you are talking about.
That's why it originated from. That's the origin.
Remember, we would not argue about it here. That Aso Ebi, for us as Nigerians, is now our culture. It's a tradition. We have introduced extravagance to it, no doubt. But the fact remains that Aso Ebi is us.
I agree with you, and I agree with you as well. But the thing is, I just want to be given the choice not to wear the Aso Ebi. If I don't want to wear the Aso Ebi, and if I don't want to buy your Aso Ebi, please, can you not be offended? And please, when you're sharing things, please give me some, because I made time to come to your party.
No, because what they are sharing is the proceeds from the Aso Ebi now.
But
you didn't buy, so why do you
fair, though. It's supposed to be like that.
It's not fair for you.
But that is what it is.
It's not fair for you to go over me because I'm not wearing your Aso Ebi. It's embarrassing. You're sitting on a table with 10 people, just because you're the only one not wearing the Aso Ebi. They take everything over you because it's embarrassing.
Our culture is colorful. Our culture is beautiful. Our culture is like no other in the world. That is why it is our culture. I must thank our beautiful audience for being part of the Amazons today. And we must sustain the culture without being unreasonable about it. I'm Aisha Falude. Please go and join the discussion on our website, www.theamazons.com.ng. Should we continue with the culture of Aso Ebi? I'm Aisha Falude. See you again next time.
Come on,